Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of a brand new series here on the channel. We're going to be taking a step back into modded Minecraft, that's right. This is the Xisuminati server on the Xisuminati Modpack. For those of you that don't know, I imagine most of you probably do, I recently launched my own mod pack. It was put together by Jatato. It's called Xisuminati and it's a lightweight mod pack. It's aimed at people who are new to mods, kind of like me. I'm not really new, but I'm a bit of a derp when it comes to the modded stuff. And it's lightweight, so the idea is that it can run on less powerful computers. And I've been having so much fun playing in this world, playing with all these new people and live streaming. It has been really great, and I know that I want to do a video series because every time I log on here to do a live stream or I come on here to sort something else out, I always find myself itching to play, and that is a good sign. So I decided, hey, let's just do it. It's going to be a little bit of an experiment, not quite your normal LP because I'm going to be live streaming on here quite frequently, and I just want to do a video series. So we're going to start right now. I will introduce you to the base, the things that I've done so far, and my plans for the future, and then we'll be cracking on and doing some bits and bobs around the place. So this is my base. We are out in the middle of nowhere. I think it's like, yes, 2,000 blocks away from spawn, which isn't too far, but we're in the middle of a massive jungle biome, and we have modded biomes as well. We're using, I think it's called Biomes XL, and it basically kind of sticks to the vanilla principle of how to do biomes but makes them a little bit bigger and interesting. So in the middle of one of these we have our temple, which is where our base is going to be. This thing is inspired by Hypno's Season 1 Hermitcraft base. I love that thing. It's always stuck in my mind, and when I came onto this server it just kind of came back to me and I thought, yes, that's what I want to do. So we have built this giant thing right here. I have been calling it a ziggurat. Apparently that might not be the correct term for it. It's actually a Mayan Aztec temple or something like that. Either way, it looks pretty cool. And one of the things that we did over this backside was kind of terraform the land above it, so it's a little bit overgrown, or at least the dirt has somehow gotten on top of the pyramid. Not sure how I feel about that, but I do think it looks alright. And there's more work to be done out here. We need to grow the trees over into this area a little bit, tidy up all of this, although it's very tidy at the moment. What I actually mean is, add some more details to it, make it look a little bit more interesting, finish the bit at the top, and all of that stuff will be done with time. As of right now, we are starting to move into the inside of the base. So we're going to go in there and have a look at what's going on underneath. It's nothing too interesting, don't worry. Yeah, you can see right here that we've cleared out a lot of the inside space, and I'm just starting preparations for the floors of our base, because our base is going to go down underground, and there's going to be lots of different floors with all sorts of projects and different things going on. So I've just sort of organised where the first couple of floors are going to be. This one right here is going to be the most important room in our base. That is the storage and crafting area. So I'm still figuring out the things that we need to do to get to that stage. And we've done so many things in the live stream so far. There's so much to talk about. I don't know how we're going to get through it all. But one thing I want to point out, all this stuff right here isn't permanent. This is me just figuring out things, playing around with different stuff in the mod pack. And eventually everything will have its own sort of permanent room and projects. So we'll come back and probably talk about one or two of these things in a little bit. Let's go and have a look at the previous sort of temporary base that we had, which is down in this area. We have chests full of all sorts of items. I mean, I've lost track of what's going on here. There's just random stuff all over the place. It's not very organised and it really needs sorting out. But we got some basic farms, melon farm, netherworts, sugarcane. We've got our tinker's smeltery over here. And we've also got a portal to the Nether, you know what that's like. And over here, we've got a portal to the Aether. We're going to have to go there and have an adventure sometime soon. That is for sure. So I kind of really want to bring you all up to speed on all the adventures that we've had. But, it'll just be me waffling on. So if you want to go check out the live streams, there'll be a link to the second channel in the description box down below. You can kind of catch up and have a flick through and see all the things that have been going on. So right here in my inventory, I want to show you a few things. We're just getting to the point where I'm setting up ender pouches, and we're doing that for all of our tools. Now all of the ones that I have at the moment are stone bound, and because we have iguana tweaks on the server, these things sort of level themselves up magically, I guess you could say. As you mine them you get XP, it increases the mining level and gives you perks and stuff like that. So we'll be rebuilding some tools in the future, but those are my basic ones, and because of iguana tweaks it kind of makes them good for the long run. And we've got a lot of progress done thanks to those tools. We've also fought the Wither, and that's how I can fly, by the way. I've got this belt right here. If we press, I think I need to put it in my inventory first. R for recipe, there we go. you can see that you need an advanced belt base, and this costs a Nether Star. So after we killed our first wither, I made one of those and we were able to fly. And what have I done with it? It's been automatically picked up by this magnet. And yeah, for all of you who are watching who maybe don't know modded, feel free to leave a comment and ask questions about things that you see in my inventory or that I go over, because there'll be a few things here and there that are just quirks of modded that I'm so used to I'll forget to mention them. So down here is my branch mine area, by the way. It's all disorganized and all over the place. And when we went to the AFA, we got some of these cloud blocks right here, and these are fantastic. We're going to have some fun with these at some point, but check this out. All you have to do is walk over it and it projects you up to the top, and then that is slightly nauseous, so you walk off, and it makes for a really great elevator. There's a few different colours, they send you in different directions and do different things, and there's just so much stuff to play around in this pack. We're going to have all sorts of fun doing lots of projects, aren't we? So, let's head back into the main base area. I'll show you what we're getting up to at the moment. I am trying to get power sort of put together and get a good supply of ender pearls, because ender pearls are used for a lot of crafting in this. So over here we're using some Mine Factory Reloaded, which is pretty basic stuff. We've got a planter block down on the bottom, this will plant onto the blocks above, and a harvester over here, that's going to harvest the items. And then over here we've got an imaginary time block, and this thing isn't getting enough power at the moment to be effective. But basically it's going to speed up time in a 3x3 area around it, and that will allow these things to grow relatively fast, and then we can harvest them. And with all of the ender pearls that we'll be getting, we can then make fuel, which I've been trying to do so far, but it doesn't seem to be able to sustain itself at the moment. So that's one of my objectives that I'm doing at the moment. And again, talking about things being a little bit temporary in this area, we can see that we have some energy pipes coming from over in this area. And if you haven't seen a setup like this before, basically we have a cobblestone generator at the back. This world interaction upgrade and the speed upgrades means we get tons and tons of cobble from it, and then it takes it through the pipes and dumps them into the crucibles, which turn the cobble into lava. And then the lava gets extracted by these liquid transfer nodes, which put them into the lava generators in front of them. They turn them into energy, and the energy is picked up by these transfer nodes, and then they are transferring the energy around there. Not producing enough to make this work at the moment. Also, these things are really expensive. I can't remember what it is they have that it is expensive, but we need a few more of those to try and boost the amount of energy. So I think that's actually going to be our target for right now, for me to try and get this thing fully running. There's other things around here that I'm going to talk about, but I've waffled on for a good 8 or 9 minutes now, so we will take a break and come back hopefully when I've made some progress to this. One last thing that I want to show you. This block right here is amazing. Cannot believe I did not make it earlier. It's called the Storehouse. I was under the impression that it required a Nether Star to make, but it doesn't. This thing has 999 storage spaces, and I should have put everything in there from day one because it's so convenient. You can search as well, so we can type chest and it brings up both chest and ender chest as well. It's a really powerful block, and that's going to be one of the central points of our storage area, which is another thing I hope to get to a little bit in this video as well. So we're not done yet with this thing. I have been caving for absolutely ages. I don't know what it is. I love caving in modded. You've got all of these new tools and it makes things very quick and fast. You can fly around. I've got myself a ton of redstone which we're going to use for something. But first of all, do have to show you this. I got a tweet from someone letting me know about this block. It's a dual crafting table, and it also holds the items inside as well. But I've also just found out that it also displays them, and that looks absolutely amazing. I really like that. It'll be interesting to find out if this stuff can work with different blocks like the transfer nodes to transfer items in and out. And I just remembered that you need to use the QED, which is this thing right here. It's called the Quadirat Demonstrandium. I don't know. It changes its name as well. If you look away from it and look back, it's now a quite elegant device. Amazing, love it. And apparently we've already got a transfer node sitting there that I seem to have completely forgotten about, so that's really cool. And this thing can be drastically sped up once we get some more ender pearls as well, because all of these things cost ender pearls, and it makes a cool noise. Right now everything is just hinged on getting more ender pearls. They are really, really useful early game in this mod pack. So we're going to chuck this thing down and an energy pipe right there. We've now increased the production of energy by a tiny amount. Is this thing going to stabilize and start filling up with RF? Looks like, yeah, it's still not enough, so we've got more of those in production. While we're here, I want to talk about Tinker's Construct and the extra items that it adds. So you get heart canisters right here, And I'm keeping it in mind. I know a lot of you are going to know about this stuff already, but for those of you that don't, these add extra hearts. You can see we've got 1 canister, so we get 1 extra heart. There are some other things as well. This knapsack right here is like a second part of your inventory. I'm not really sure how I want to use this yet. I've had a few suggestions in the live streams to use it instead of my ender pouch for tools. The thing is, if ever I die, then that's going to be left with my gravestone. However, if we die and they're in the ender pouch, then all of these items will still be accessible. So what I'm going to use the knapsack for at the moment I'm undecided on. Maybe I can use it when I go caving and hold on to some more materials there. Down here we've got the Traveller's Glove. We can upgrade this thing with redstone. It adds haste to whatever you're using, so basically you can mine faster and faster. So I'm going to convert a lot of this onto that. And then we've got these 2 other things right here, which I thought would actually do a little bit of investigating into and see if we can find out what they are. And maybe craft them and equip them as well, whatever they are and whatever they do. But for now what I'm going to do is take the Traveller's Gloves and upgrade them in our tool forge. So our buddy RedTech here on the server pointed out the problem with this. It's not the imaginary time machine, it's the endstone down here. And I didn't really think about that because I learnt that this could grow on endstone after what we did in the mod source season, which was use ender core. This thing makes a significant difference to the speed that the ender lilies can grow at. So we need to craft this thing right here. And what I've learned is that these magical wood blocks right here, you get more of them based on the level of these enchantments right here. So what we need to do right now is get ourselves some books. But I've been scrambling for some leather, and there's different ways to get hold of it. Over here, this thing, the magmatic centrifuge, you can put rotted flesh in either side and it does all this magic and turns it into leather, which is really cool. So that's a way for us to get some more books. For now I have enough to do 1 craft, and I've got 40 levels of XP. I've also got some XP berry bushes down here which basically grow XP, and you can pick them up and use them. And this one right here is a good example. And yeah, you can see we get some more XP. So I'm going to do some enchantments. Hopefully we'll get enough to get a lot of those magic wood blocks. And if we do, it means that we can get more of these, obviously. This thing really does look great. I love that. I want to use these as much as possible. They look so cool. But yeah, if we open this thing up, you can see that we'll get 7 magical wood. 8 would have been great, because then we could have made 2 blocks. And if I swap it over for this enchantment, you can see it goes down to 6. So the quality of the enchantment increases this amount. So punch 1 isn't as good as protection 3, apparently. The ones I got here, though, were pretty naff overall. And I think there was a trick. There was a way that we got a specific enchantment last time we did this, and it allowed you to get like 11 or 12 of these at once. And I just cannot remember what that is. So we'll take this for now. Although what I'm going to do right now is actually just try and gather up a little bit more XP and have a go at enchanting another book. So I figured it out. I did, yes. These books over here, if we press R on top of them, you can see there is a recipe right here for Flim Flam level 4, and 4 of these books will give you 30 of the magical woods. So that way I was able to get enough of these over here to complete our farm. This whole thing is temporary. When we get some tesseracts, we'll be able to compact this, and then we'll move it into a permanent location. And this whole area is chunk loaded. This got to run overnight. However, I kind of, because it was late when I was last recording, I put my item filter in this bit here, and so the chest filled up and then nothing happened, which was unfortunate. Now that's sorted out, and we've got ourselves 512 ender pearls this morning, which is really good. So we don't need to use that system over there anymore. That can be used for other things. In order to get those emeralds, I did a little bit of trading with some of the villages that we have here. There is a village nearby in this area. We can bring them over using golden lassos. So these things right here, just right click on a mob to pick them up, and you can see they're not that expensive, but now that we've got the ender pearl farm, we can make tons of these and bring over more villagers if we want to do so. And because we've got a sheep farm nearby, I was able to trade over and over again. And these are the old villages, so what you have to do is the last trade to refresh all of their beginning trades. So we've unlocked a few of them there. And over here we've got our sheep, and then this block is running it. It is, let's see, I can't seem to actually look at it, the rancher. So this thing right here will actually shear the sheep and put all of the wool into the chest above, which is really cool. Of course we can use that to make a sort of multicolored sheep farm in the future, which is something that I do plan on doing. And as of right now, I've just been investigating some of the stuff in the Tinker's mod. So we got our knapsack, we got our glove. I haven't figured out what this thing here is, but this one right here is the Traveller's Belt. So we can equip that, and also I made the Traveller's Vest. and it actually puts like a bit of a vest onto yourself, which I think looks pretty snazzy. I like that, especially with the gloves. That looks seriously cool. This thing allows you to swim through water really quickly, so kind of like the Depth Strider enchantment. That's what I've read. I'm yet to actually play around with it, but it's not the one that we were looking for. So whatever goes here, I can't seem to find on a wiki or anything at the moment. But the Traveller's Belt, I sort of like this, but I don't like the way it's implemented. You press B and it swaps your hotbar. Also opens your inventory as well, which is something I'm not too keen on. And then your bar disappears. You see, it's completely gone. It's not in the knapsack. I've got a feeling it might be visible if you click on that. No. So let's do it again. Yeah, you see, it opens the inventory with this already pressed, which is interesting. Many things are interesting. That's the word you're going to hear me say the most. So I like that. I reckon you should just press B though, and there should be like an extra bar here and it just swaps them over or something without opening the inventory. Then that would be really good. You could have basically two hotbars, a row of tools on one and a row of building blocks on the others, and it would be real good. So the infinite ender pearl situation is sorted out, which is great, and right now I think what I'd like to do is just kind of show you a few more things that are here on the server around the place. If you can hear some zombies outside, that's because we've got villagers and loads of them get gathered to this wall every morning, which is pretty funny. And I go out there and slay them, which is actually useful because this sword right here has beheading 2 on it, and we want to upgrade that as much as we can. This is our beheading sword for getting wither skulls, and the XP, helps with that, which is pretty cool. So let's talk about this thing right here. It's a gift from one of the members on the server, and this is Puffy right here. I'm not sure what this is actually called. An aero bunny, is it? And you can right click on him and put him on your head as well. And then do I right click again? No, do I have to look up and uh-oh, we're placing things everywhere. Right click with an empty hand. I can't remember how to get this guy off my head. That is a little bit awkward, isn't it? Yeah, that's the aero bunny. His name is Puffy. We also had a sheep called Fluffy, and one of the guys just made a little room for him, which was really cool. Then over here I've got a present from... There's actually not a name left over here. It's a very important pig. And this is Ruben from Minecraft Story Mode. So we've got another pet here in the base. I don't know where Fluffy is. We've got Puffy, but Fluffy is one of the A for sheep. And all of my pets in the base will eventually have their own little home and stuff like that, because much of what you see here is temporary. So anyway, we're next going to go through to the Nether. And I do believe that Puffy can't come with me. I'm a little bit worried now, actually, because I don't know... He's gone. Oh, he's over there. Okay, I'm going to pick this guy up with a golden lasso before he causes any more trouble. Here you go, come with me, guy. Excellent. And yeah, I want to show you the location in the Nether because it's absolutely amazing. I've been meaning to do a seed spotlight on this world seed because we have a vanilla Nether over here. There are a few things slightly modded, but the terrain is pretty much as vanilla as it gets. Let's force the game to reload the chunks. And if we head over in this area, you can see lots of pigmen spawning out on the top of this fortress. Of course, only pigmen can spawn on the top sides of it. But on the inside there and in this area, wither skeletons can spawn. And it's been absolutely amazing for getting wither skulls. I think someone here is trying to build a platform, and that wouldn't work because in the older versions of the game, apparently if you do it in the right fortress, nether brick will mean if you build it at this level that the wither skeletons will spawn on there. But otherwise they... Actually, no, I could be completely wrong. They might be able to spawn there. I can't remember. I need to think about that. But anyway, the point is you get a ton of wither skeletons in this area because of the nature of it. If you have a look, there's hardly anywhere else for mobs to spawn around here. So they spawn on the fortress over and over again. And this is really annoying. Get out of it, you. You're not welcome. With a little bit of work, you could increase the spawn rates a great amount. But basically, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4... and sort of a fifth one a bit further down, crossroads in a row. They're the biggest areas for spawning wither skeletons in, and also just absolutely nothing. Lava going all the way down, massive lava lake, big open area all the way up to the top of the Nether. It's absolutely ideal for wither skeletons to spawn. So this is probably going to be a place we come to a lot. I don't know why that is there. That's a bit dangerous having a random hole in the Nether. Oh no! I right-clicked with the wrong thing there. Just wanted to fill that up with some wooden planks. If I could click in the right place. So I couldn't have spent more than 4 minutes over here. And we've got ourselves 3 wither skulls, which is enough to fight the wither, of course, and get ourselves another nether star. And now I'm in a bit of trouble here. Which is alright, because we've got the life stealer sword over here. So whenever my health goes down, I switch to this one over here. And then if we take out a couple of guys, we can heal up a bit. This thing's got lifesteal 2 on it, which is real good. Don't want to aggravate the pigmen, we'll just look for some blazes or skeletons to kill. And yeah, we don't have regeneration here on the server. Decided to play in UHC mode, which made the beginning bit really, really challenging. And then after a while, you know, once you came to the Nether and got yourself a necrotic bone and you could get lifesteal on a sword, then it became quite easy. But it's still a fun challenge and something to keep your eye on, which is pretty cool. And when I say UHC mode, what I'm talking about is natural regeneration. It is turned to off. And I'm taking the long way out. This is the way we first came through this place. Yeah, so that's turned off. And I've only died once on the server, by the way. We have a kill counter. You can see there is a 1 next to my name. And that was in a wither fight. I forgot to put my wither fighting armor on with all the blast protection enchantments. And unfortunately, I died because of that. Anyway, let's head back to the base. So forget the base, I should also show you a little bit of spawn. This is all of a work in progress. This will be the nether hub that we have here to get to all the various bases. So some people have already been working on their tunnels, which is pretty cool. I especially like this one over here using the fantasy blocks. They are really cool. And these things, by the way, will rapidly move you. They seem to be popping up and down, which is not quite what I was trying to do. There's all sorts of things that you can use to move around quickly in this game, and they're just one of the one of the ones right there. So let's go through to the spawn, have a quick look at how it's coming along. It's only been like a week or so, I think, really, here on the server, and already there's been tons and tons of stuff that's done. So yeah, this is it right here. This is the spawn area. You can obviously see this is the central bit, and then there's lots of paths going off to all sorts of various buildings and housings, including Poop Gate. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, it's real awesome. What is this right here? Oh my days, that is so cool. We've got some flying pigs, and they're just hanging out on one of these blocks, right? Because it just sends them up into the air. Let's see that again. That's absolutely amazing. I love it. So we've got a trampoline at spawn. It's like the best thing ever. Trampoline and flying pigs. Amazing. So I do hope you've enjoyed this first episode here on the server. I haven't had the time to put as much as I would into a normal episode, but it's a bit of an introductory tour, a quick look around at what's going on, and I'd love some feedback from you down below in the description box. I'm really looking forward to doing this series, and if you've got any questions about what's going on around here, then be sure to leave them down below. It feels a little bit strange sort of jumping into something, you know, midway into playing, because I've already put lots and lots and hours, and as you can see, lots of things have developed so far in this world. But we're getting to the interesting bit now. We've got power sorted out, we've got infinite ender pearls and other things underway, and we're going to start building and making our base look real pretty. So I'm really looking forward to it. Do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please do leave a like on this video. The support is always appreciated. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye. I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. That is actually a naturally spawned creeper jockey. I didn't know such a thing could exist in modded. That is kind of hilarious. I like it.